do any of you have well, I'm sure we all do, but do you have a favorite like transaction since you've been a realtor? So either like your most favorite or memorable deal, whether it be like the people you worked with or the house it was for or something of that regard.
It's a tough one.
That is a tough one.
I feel like there's a lot of memorable ones.
Yeah. And like for different reasons,
Yeah,
right?
for different reasons. Whether it's like family or you love the client.
True. Yeah.
I'd
Love the
say-
client. Love the house. Like
Yeah.
the
Had one
house.
that loved the clients, loved the house, and we competed, and I knew they wanted it so bad, and we got it, and it was just like so special because I knew they would be so happy. So, yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah. Those feel good moments.
So my clients who bought in Windsor Park, they were a young family, and then I've helped two of their family members since, and they're just so lovely. I see them from time to time dropping things off. They dropped off a baby gift for me recently. They were just
That's sweet.
They're the sweetest little family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like there's those clients you have that like become friends and you
Yeah.
might not know it at the time, but that as things unfold, yeah, that's been cool and rewarding. Logue, what about you? I feel like you had something in mind when you said that.
I don't know, as the guy on the team who seems to do the weirdest deals, I feel like I have a few. But I would say that there's one recently, I won't name names or go too crazy into the system, but just, it was kind of more of a sadder situation. And it was probably a good 6 months of my life dealing with this situation and this person. Not in a bad way, just like
They just needed more help.
and like the things I kind of learned dealing with that situation and dealing with like that type of like, I don't know, mental issue with housing was really an eye-opener. So it sticks with me as like a, you sometimes you forget, you just kind of get into like, oh, it's fun and happy, but like there's some interesting situations you get into in real estate as well that stick with you. So.
And in that situation, I think you were 100% the right agent for them. Like, I don't think anybody could have given that level of service or that kind of compassion.
Yeah, I don't remember being able to do it on every day either, but I just remember, going through some things and thinking like, oh my goodness, how do you get into this situation? And just like, and we're very fortunate, we're very lucky, we've got a nice family, lots of support and lots of friends, lots of like great team and stuff. And it's just so crazy to think that there's people out there that just don't have
that.
Like just don't have the opportunity to have like, to even say, hey, can you help me for 5 minutes? Can you help me for like, it's an amazing industry, but it's also very humbling at times.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, that is very true.
Again, like when you really click with the clients, right? And kind of like to Amy's, where you have, you click with one person, then you help their kids and you help them again. That's always rewarding. But I think my favorite was a set of clients. They had just moved to Canada from Ukraine at the time, first time buyers, like around my age. And again, just clicked, like when they found a house, was like, oh, I'm not gonna get to see you guys every week anymore.
Yeah.
For sure.
But like, again, like that possession day, like I remember like coming into the office and saying like, this is why like I want to be a realtor.
Yeah.
Like when they took possession of that home, they were just so appreciative, like so grateful for me, so grateful for the house. They like loved the house.
Yeah.
And I've seen that set of clients again at randomly like at an open house, and like she runs in and gives me like this big hug, and it's just like they're so like, again, like that was a memorable experience for sure.
Absolutely.
And now
Rewarding.
her family is here and they're all living in that house. Like again, it was just a good
Rewarding to see,
experience. Good experience.
Yeah.
Special.
Yeah, and I would say very rarely is it like the biggest deals that have that kind of impact.
Yep.
Like the ones I think too are like somebody getting out of a domestic abuse kind of situation and buying their first home on their own ever, and just how empowering that was and powerful it was in their life.
Yeah.
And I remember saying to that client, like taking her out for lunch after just to kind of celebrate, and her saying to me, nobody's ever taken me out for lunch before. And it just being like, okay, that puts things into perspective. Like this was a huge impact on this person's life. So, yeah. And then in terms of memorable houses, we've sold some really pretty houses.
Yeah.
There are some that I would be like, if they called me because they want to sell, I'd be devastated for them because they're selling this beautiful house, but I would not be upset to be back in that house again. Yeah.
Or even seeing, like, even if you didn't, like, your clients didn't buy it or get it, like, there are still some houses that I have, like, a very visceral connection to other clients with. Like, we saw this crazy thing together, or like, we walked through this weird, like, oh man, or just like weird, like, even COVID, I remember being in like revolving door situations with clients, right? Like where you're standing outside waiting to get into a house for your 15 minutes so that you could, like, just interesting situations that, like, you're tied to somebody for.
Yeah.
It's kinda cool.
Yeah.
You reminded me too, like during the pandemic, like I met clients a couple of years later that I actually didn't know what they looked like.
Oh yeah.
So the lower half of their face, and I was like, that is not what I was picturing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that I remember that catching me off guard too. Not the most memorable, but like.
No, but I remember clients doing that. Like, we'd met somewhere after, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't realize you had a beard." And it was like, you've never seen your whole face, right?
Yeah.
Or you like start working with the client, like I've had this, or you start working with the client, like buyer clients, and their baby is in like the baby carrier, and then by the time like we looked for a while, but like then when they actually took possession of their home, like that little baby in the carrier is like running and like knows my name because it's like they've been around me for so much.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. A lot of memories.